Thank you for listening to the Truths We Hide podcast, created by A Wild Ride Called Life. To find out more about our mission, visit www.awildridecalledlife.com. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Truths We Hide podcast. Today's guest is Donnell Johns. He is a husband, a father, veteran advocate, and Army retired Command Sergeant Major. He has founded a Vision Worldwide leadership consulting firm. He is also the co-founder of Veterans Grow America and the founding organizer for 1 Million Cups. Take a listen to his story and listen to the amazing things that he continues to do after service. Good morning, Donnell. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing, outstanding, and I feel great.
I love that. I love that. And the weather is so nice today, right? It's not in the 20s.
Right. It's February, like the first week of February, and it's supposed to be up to 60 or something like that today.
Yes, that's what I heard. So that's a win.
I'm excited about that. I
That
think I'm
is,
about to break out some shorts or something. I don't know yet.
stop it. I was dropping up my son off at school and I saw a kid with shorts. I said, I guess it's time. I was freezing, my jacket on, heater on. He's walking out with shorts and a short sleeve t-shirt. I said, okay, all right. So we'll go ahead and tell our listeners a little bit about yourself.
So, my name is Donnell Johns. Um, I did 26 years in the military, served from 18 to about 44, 45. I can't remember the age or something like that. And I had a pretty successful career. Entered in as a private E1 and then retired as a command sergeant major. I started off, my career as a human resource professional, working as an admin guy, and then transferred to the active National Guard as a recruiter, and was really able to make a huge impact on people's lives, and that was a lot of fun for me. Ended up leading recruiting as the recruiting sergeant major for the DC National Guard, the Colorado National Guard, and then my one of my most accomplished assignments was the first Army National Guard G1 sergeant major. And recruiting actually was one of the directorates that fell under me, as well as six others. So it was a great experience and a great time.
That's amazing. Now, when did you retire?
So I retired officially January 1st of 2017.
That's amazing. Well, congratulations on that. I'm absolutely amazed at the amount of time you spent in. I can't fathom. That's just the greatest accomplishment, and I commend you for that. So thank you for your service.
My pleasure, my pleasure. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
It sounds like it. I could tell that you're smiling through the phone.
Yeah, I'm it was so fun because I was able to connect with people and help them grow and change their lives, and that was a lot of fun.
I love that. I could tell that you've impacted so many people in a positive way, and you're going to have some amazing soldiers retire and look back on it and say, "Yep, that was my sergeant major." I love it. So you, right after you retired, you went and founded a business.
Yes. Um, the funny part is I wanted to do the same thing that I did in the military. Um, I wanted to be able to take care of folks, and make them amazing leaders. That's what sergeant majors do is they make sure that they take care of people and they grow and build leaders. And so I started my own leadership consulting firm right out of the military. In fact, I started it like 6 months before I got out.
Oh,
And that was, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I thought, that people were going to say, hey, this guy's a command sergeant major. Let's hire him. You know, uh, a year after I started my business, I was going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I haven't made that $100,000 yet, but I'm on my way to it.
So what was the struggle that you were, well, besides the fact that you think you're going to be able to be hired on the spot because you just completed 26 years, so you're thinking, okay, I'm qualified. What's going on? So what happened? What did you do?
So I actually, so here's the funny part is I landed a job, well, not a job, but I started. I had a client immediately after I got out of the military, and I got hired to do some training for a public school district, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Um, I'm gonna make lots of money on this. I got hired right away. In fact, it was my first client that I met with. I did my first piece of business with. And after that, it slowed down a lot. It took me a while to find my next client, um, and it was just trying to figure out, who my clients were, how to do business with them, and what that looked like. That was pretty challenging.
Mhm. And was that the Aviation Worldwide or what is?
So the name of that business is a Vision Worldwide Leadership Consulting Firm.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I named it a vision is because leaders have to see what they want their people to achieve. And so if you can't see it, if you can't understand it, if you can't articulate it, um, your people won't be able to help you accomplish it. And so a Vision Worldwide Leadership Consulting Firm is, basically founded to help leaders kind of establish their goals, their mission, their vision, their values of their organization, um, and then help them lead their organization. Most organizations are trying to hire people like me to train their employees. I don't train employees, I train leaders. And I believe there's leaders at all levels. Um, you just have to, discover what that is and what role you want them to play in your organization. So that's what I do for organizations. Um, and I started that, but at the same time, not understanding how business worked, um, how to find clients, where they hung out. Um, it was a challenge.
Right. Um, Gosh, sorry, I'm mixing up my words because I'm like you've done so many things because after that you have founded Veterans Grow America.
Yes, and so I co-founded Veterans Grow America with my business partner, and both my businesses work hand in hand.
Hmm.
Veterans Grow America is about spotlighting the contributions of veteran entrepreneurs and putting them in touch with their customer. And so I found that in my business, the hardest thing was to find a customer.
Hmm.
A lot of veteran entrepreneurs, in fact, entrepreneurs as a whole, um, they're having that same issue. Is how do I connect with a customer? On top of that, it also brings veterans together to work as a unit like they did in the military. And so no matter what their business is, those businesses can work together and grow their business.
I love that. So for the listeners, I met Donnell at it was a headshot party when our mutual friend was doing headshots, and we were able to connect with other veterans, and we were talking, and then we just he you came up to me. It was just so friendly, and I was like, whoa. um I tend to get shy a lot. I'm working on it, but I just loved your compassion for people, and your mission and wanting to help others. And I know that just from meeting you and then connecting with Chris, and then I started to connect with other people as well. And it's just amazing once you find your tribe, how you are able to connect with them on a personal level and a professional level and want to help each other out. It's not always like that on the outside, and that's what makes it so difficult. But when you find your people, it's like, where was this 5 years ago? where was this? And I'm so glad that you created this type of space for us, because it makes you feel so connected, and like someone believes in you and what you're doing. And it's helped me so much just within this past month, just knowing you and everyone else that I've been able to meet up with. It has made such a huge difference. So I really thank you for creating that type of space. It's so helpful. We need more people involved. So it's great.
Thank you so
Um,
much for that. I mean, it's helping me just as much as it's helping you. So
mhm.
I appreciate just being connected with you and your mission as well.
Thank you. It's a journey, right? You have your
Yeah,
ups and downs, and you second guess yourself, like what am I doing and why am I doing it? But then you meet people and they just reaffirm your why, and you just
absolutely.
it helps you to keep going, and it's helped me every day. I wake up and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I What can I do today to make this better? What can I do to help someone else? And I love it. I also see, and I've been hearing so much about 1 million cups. Man, so what do you not do? uh, Everybody knows Donnell, and I just met Donnell like a month ago. But I love how many people know you. You are famous. So tell us about 1 million cups, because I'm going to be going to, well, hopefully to your next event. So tell us
So
about
one
that.
so 1 million cups, and I want to back up a little bit because
Mm-hmm.
um, in bringing, putting Veterans Grow America together, co-founding that with my business partner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Before that, I was going to 1 million cups, and I was trying to create, or should I say, I created another tribe of individuals with the civilian community.
Mm-hmm.
And this tribe is because, remember, I told you I didn't know much about business, and so
Right.
I had to go to a business organization like 1 million Cups. So 1 million Cups is a mastermind group for entrepreneurs. It meet it's a Kauffman Foundation organization, and we meet every Wednesday. In fact, they meet Wednesday throughout the United States, same time, different location, but basically the same format. And what I found is that no matter what your business is, you have challenges in several different areas. One could be, people management. The other one could be marketing and advertising, and the other one could be funding. So how do you deal with those challenges at the same time? Work on your passion, whatever that is. Maybe your passion is being a coach. Maybe your passion is uh, selling, some type of food or something like that. Your passion may be a camera guy like Chris. Whatever that is, you're still going to have to deal with the marketing, advertising, people, and making money. And so this mastermind group allows me to go there and help someone else through their problem, but at the same time, I could help myself at the same time. So it allows me to learn from other people's mistakes. And then it's a group of, you know, 30 to 40 individuals, with like-minded that are working together. So this is my way of creating a tribe after the military.
That's amazing. I I am so ecstatic that there are things like this going on, because I just felt so alone, and like I'll just figure it out. I'll figure it out on my own. But then the more I started getting out there and meeting more people, you find all these meetups, and you're surrounded by other like-minded and like-hearted people.
Yeah,
And I just it's hard for those of us who want to do something like this, to create your own business, or you're just starting out as an entrepreneur. So to have these types of events is like, man, it's just like a game changer. And we just, I think the biggest step is just getting out there, and that's hard for some of us, is to just take that step to go out there and talk and meet people and believe in yourself, that what you want to do. So tell me now, how was your transition out of the military?
so Um, my transition initially, like I said, it was good. I thought, that I was going to come out and rule the world.
Right.
I didn't really think I was going to rule the world, but
Yeah, you did. It's
uh,
okay.
but it was humbling.
Hmm.
I left the military as a command sergeant major,
Hmm.
and I really loved helping people. Um, and then, starting this business, I started it to help people. Uh, and then coming out of the military and start and being in business for myself and by myself, um, I had to I had to kind of adjust to working alone, and that was pretty tough. I didn't have, a team anymore. When I was a command sergeant major, I had a marketing team, an advertising team, an admin team. Somebody to did, supply, and I did, and all I had to do was my job and allow everybody else to do their.
Hmm.
Well, as an entrepreneur, I was doing everybody else's job to include my job because it was only me and my business.
Right.
Then the other piece of it was, you know, I'm not good at all the rest of that stuff. And then at the same time, being by myself in business and the loss of my tribe, the loss of being away from, you know, being a part of an organization that did something bigger than themselves and then working with individuals that have a common goal and going in there every day and kind of being able to excite and motivate people, that was taken away from me. So it was a little painful. One day I woke up, just crying, and I didn't even know why I was crying. I'm like, "What's wrong with you? Everything is good. You're getting hired by people. Um, what is wrong with you?" And it was a trip because I didn't know what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand, why am I crying? Why am I, feeling alone? Why am I second guessing myself? Um, and there was a lot of stuff that I needed to process.
Hmm.
Uh, trying to, because every no that you get kind of stabs you in the heart a little bit.
Right.
When a person says, "Hey, they don't want to work with you," or they ghost you, or they don't give you a call back, or all of those things play into your psyche.
Yeah.
And then not having anyone to really talk about that with. I mean, my wife, she has her own job,
Hmm.
and to get her to understand, that I left the military and I'm not command sergeant major no more. I'm Donnell, you know, but I'm still, receiving a check and all of that other type of stuff. Like
Hmm.
she's like, "You're doing what you want to do. You asked for this, make it happen."
Right.
Yeah, and I'm like, but why do I feel like this? Why am I second guessing myself?
Yeah.
Um, it made it really challenging, and you come from a position where you mattered, or at
Hmm.
least people made you feel like you matter. You walk into a room, people stand up. You
Right.
ask for stuff, and you get it. You
Hmm.
know, um, just that whole mindset switch of trying to, because I had to do a discovery phase as well to figure out who Donnell was or who
Yeah.
Donnell is,
Yeah.
and I had to realize that the uniform didn't make me. I made the uniform.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a realization because I had to realize that I am of value, and it doesn't matter what I retired as. Um, is just be you and be who you are, and help continue to help people grow, um, and things will come. But you have to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. I think when you find comfort in being uncomfortable, that's where growth happens. And so I had to put myself in an uncomfortable position, um, and talk to people that I wouldn't necessarily talk to before, or do presentations, or I had to do some free work, for some individuals and organizations for people to take me seriously.
Yeah.
Because to be honest with you, people in the military know what a command sergeant major is.
Right.
But on the other side of this uniform, people know a couple ranks. They know private, they know sergeant, they know captain, and they know general.
Yes. Yes.
And they really, yeah, they really don't understand like the roles of any of those, but they understand those ranks, but they really don't understand when I say I'm a sergeant major, they be like, "Oh, okay, what is that?" But they could tell by my conversation and the stuff that I talk about that I know what I'm talking about, and I can support them in their growth.
Hmm.
Um, and just trying to articulate that and get in front of as many people as possible, um, and basically tell my story, and then also find out how I can support in their success. Um, things just start happening.
I how was doing that? Being putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation and just trying to grow from that. Did it
It was
go ahead.
it was paralyzing sometimes,
Mhm.
um, because there's a difference between. So I was a recruiter in the military,
Mhm.
and so walking up and talking to people was never a problem.
Mhm.
But there's a difference when you either get paid or don't pay or don't get paid. you
Right.
know that's totally different. No, I didn't have to worry about when I was a recruiter if I didn't put someone in, I wasn't going to eat.
Yeah. Right.
But on this side of it, if I don't make a sale, I don't eat. I don't
Right.
make any money.
Mhm.
And so that's a different type of stress.
Mhm.
Um, but the beauty of it is when you do make those wins, I highly recommend you continue to try to use that energy to make those phone calls that day.
Mhm.
Don't rest on your laurels. Continue to look for the rest of them and use that energy to move forward.
Yeah. That's really good advice because yeah, it's such a different feeling to go from, like you said, people knowing who you are, getting things done, to being out in the civilian world just as Donnell or just as Annette, and they're looking at you like, okay, so you were a major, big deal.
Right.
Well, it was a big deal last month. So what do I do now? And I have to prove myself again, And you're like, what? I don't understand this. So you have to beg people to do stuff or do it yourself. And
Right.
it is humbling. You're like, okay, well, it's up to me now. I got to get shit done by myself.
Right.
And you would just have to have that confidence in yourself to keep going and not worry about what other people think of you, because it is, we made the uniform didn't make us, and that's such a hard thing to realize, especially when you spend over 20 years in an environment where that's what you did. You in the uniform were best friends.
Hmm.
You lost that friend,
Yes.
you lost that family, and now you're trying to find another one. But I think once we go back and we find that tribe of people, it's almost like you can breathe again. It's You found it again. You're like, okay,
Right.
I'm good. I've got it's out there. We just need to take some time, decompress, and get back out there and find them, because it'll make such a difference.
Yes. Yeah. It was. The thing that really helped me out was, putting this Veterans Grow America together here. Because it started out at Veterans Grow Texas, and then we brought it to Virginia. So we have a Veterans Grow Virginia as well. But and putting our veteran business pop up together and working with other veterans, and we all of us working together as a team, with a common goal, and being able to support each other. But not only that, you have somebody that was going to hold you accountable, but also support you in different ideas and in other ways. It gave me what I needed and what I was missing, um, outside of this uniform, because we're able to talk about military stuff, but not really military stuff, but just be able to have conversations
Yeah.
that we all understand, and we all have different, skill sets, but together as a team, we're greater. And so I don't feel like
Right.
everything is on my shoulders anymore. I feel like I can pick up the phone and call Annette and say, hey, I plan on doing a podcast and I don't know how to get started. I can call Chris and say, hey, I'm about to go do this interview with someone. Can you bring the camera and we can, put together something that works for you and works for me as well, as far as our organization. Um, I can call, anyone on the team and go, hey, I need help with X, Y, and Z, and it's a win-win, for everybody. Um, I definitely, recommend, that if anyone is leaving the military, that they find or
Yeah.
start even now finding those groups that are outside of the military to get yourself acclimated,
Yeah.
um, to life after the military, and a group of individuals that you can call your
Hmm.
family on the other side of this. Um, because when you take that uniform off, the sad part about it is uh, you just can't show up to nobody's formation anymore. They're looking at you stupid, like, hey, why are you here?
That's so true. It's all on you
Yeah,
now. Yeah, you're so.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I remember, I remember going back to the place where I worked, and it's they're happy to see you for that that couple of seconds. Hey, Sergeant Major,
Yeah.
how you doing? Blah 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 blah. And then they got to go back to work, and they're like, hey, all right, thank you, it's
Right.
nice seeing you, bye. And you like, dang, I
I
miss them. I
know.
want to talk a little bit more. You go into a building where I went to the building where I worked, and I have to get escorted through that same building, and I was like, but I used to
Right.
run this,
You're like, what?
and now you can't trust me to make it to
That's so
my
crazy.
location. Like it, yeah, it's like, man, this is I still get the same respect, from those that know me, but at the same time, they're like, okay, I went to a promotion ceremony a couple weeks ago, and after the promotion ceremony was over, one of the guys was like, all right, you need to get escorted back to the front door, and I'm like, I know how to walk to the front door, and
I
then
could do it by myself.
yeah, I know how to make it. I'm good, but it's just um, you're on the other side, and so that's the disheartening part where you're like, man, I'm not a part of this group anymore, even though I was, and the respect is there, but at the same time, you're not
It is. It's
there
kind of
anymore.
sad. But I think
Yeah.
one of the greatest things for me now is still having contact with those soldiers that we led or that we worked with, and knowing that you made an impact. I think that's what helps. It's like, oh man,
Yes.
it's the greatest feeling to know that you did something. It was meaningful, even though you don't mean anything now. It's you. It was meaningful,
Right.
and we have a different chapter. But they're still looking up to you, and they're amazed at all the things that you're doing, and you got some serious respect, Sergeant Major. So you're good. You're good.
I I'm just blessed to be able to still
Yes,
serve in some capacity,
absolutely.
you know, and that's what it's all about for me. It's just
Yeah,
the capacity to serve, and I have a new mission now, and I think, you know, before this, to be honest with
yeah.
you, I didn't have a mission. And so it was just kind of lonely. You just aimlessly walking the earth without a
Right.
mission. It's funny. It's
Hmm.
weird and you're by yourself. But now that I have an amazing group of veteran entrepreneurs and veterans as a whole to connect with, and then to help them on this side of the fence, you
Yeah.
know, is amazing. I was just on the phone with one of my past soldiers, and I'm still mentoring, my soldier, and that soldier is a part of a couple of the
Mm,
organizations that I'm a part of, um, which
yeah.
is amazing to me. That you can still have that, impact on soldiers still while they're serving, and on soldiers that you've never met on the other side of it. And it doesn't matter
Hmm.
what branch of service that they were, Army,
Hmm.
Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps. Um, we all have served and we all have a story, and we all matter. Um, and I think it's about, really helping each other find out what that new
Yeah,
mission is on the other side of this.
you're absolutely right. And I love that you created that that we're able to be a part of it. So for any of you out there, you need to look for 1 million cups. You need to look for Veterans Grow America. You need to contact Donnell, Sergeant Major Johns, and and get in touch with them because it is you can. I've seen that you could call anybody, any one of these guys, and ask them for help and they're there for you. It's like not even a second guess, not even a question. Um, and I'm so grateful for
Yeah.
that because it really changes being lonely into being part of a family again. And I love that. We're all, no matter what branch, we're all brothers and sisters in arms forever.
Yes, absolutely. And I think, to there's a lot of stuff that, everybody deals with. And I know you talk about, in your podcast about,
Hmm.
challenges that people have in life. Um,
Hmm.
and we all have challenges, everybody has, um, the human condition has suicide, PTSD, and homelessness. That's on both sides, not just in the military,
Yes.
but in the civilian sector. But imagine, if we had a world where we started paying attention to each other and we started taking care of each other and we started building our tribes and being
Hmm.
able to lift each other up, we would have less of
Right.
any one of those, you know, if we were just able to support each other. Um, because that's what we do as human beings. That's what we're built here to do, is to support each other. We should be a part of a pack. We can't survive by ourselves, and so when we try to survive by ourselves, um,
Right.
it's not pretty.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being on here and sharing your story and sharing everything that you're doing for all of us because it's appreciated. It really is. And I look forward to seeing what other things you will be doing in the future and growing this to be so much bigger and making that $1 million. So, um, if you want to find Donnell Johns, you can find him at avisionworldwide.com and 1 million dup 1millioncups.com / Fairfax. I will put that in the notes so you can reach out to him. And
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
and Veterans Grow America
Right.
.com.
Wonderful.
They can find me
Okay.
there as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you. First of all, thank you for hosting this, and thank you for everything that you do for our community. It's been a blessing to have met you. You're an awesome individual, and it's so cool to be able
Thank
to
you.
hang
I
out
feel
with you.
the same. I'm so glad we're friends. All right. Talk to you
Same
soon.
here.
Bye bye.
Thank you.